Hello, wild people. Welcome to AK Wild One. Can the tools of artificial intelligence make us better backpackers? Well, today I'm going to try to answer that question. Thank you for tuning into this episode. We live in a brave new world as far as technology goes, and the perils and opportunities provided by advances in artificial intelligence is all over the news. So I started wondering if Chatgpt, which is an artificial intelligence chatbot, just might make us better backpackers. I came up with 10 questions related to backpacking and fed those into my Chatgpt engine. And so, let's look at the results. Question number 1, what is the best backpack for a long-distance hike? The response I received seemed to be reasonable. The chatbot listed the backpack biggies, such as Osprey, Granite Gear, Gossamer, etc. The descriptions of the virtues of each backpack were fairly general and vague. The responses focused more on opinions about the pack than specific details. For example, the chatbot listed comfort, ventilation, and durability for the Osprey, Atmos, or Abax. But the response offered no specific details about the material used or the liter size of the packs. Question number 2. Where are the worst sections of blowdowns along the Pacific Crest Trail? Chatgpt does not usually supply up-to-date information, and I found that was the case. The chatbot's answer didn't quite hit the mark. It did mention the blowdowns in the San Jacintos, which was correct, but it did not mention the worst sections, such as the blowdowns north of Etna, north of Santiam Pass in Oregon, and the Glacier Peak section in Washington. It would have been better to use the PCT webpage for help. Question number 3. What are some healthy, do-it-yourself dehydrated meal recipes? Chatgpt's response to this question was underwhelming, to say the least. I expected to see some tangible recipes, but all it provided was a formula, such as dehydrate your favorite spaghetti meal, and then rehydrate it on the trail. For me, this answer was a clunker. Question number 4. Where are the current fire closures along the PCT? As mentioned in the blowdown question, Chatgpt does not compile real-time information. Here the tool punted and recommended going to the PCTA website, government agency websites, or social media sites for information. Question number 5. Which gear companies have the best customer service? Here the chatbot talked about the big corporate outdoor players, such as REI, Patagonia, Osprey, etc. But the smaller cottage gear companies with excellent customer service, in my opinion, such as Z-Packs or ULA, were not mentioned. It seems like Chatgpt is more likely to spit out information for which quantity rules instead of quality. Question number 6. How can I save money on a long-distance hike? I thought I would probe the chatbot's critical thinking and inference skills with this question. There were some good ideas, but as usual, the chatbot lacked detail. For example, one strategy called for mailing supplies to yourself on the trail, but it should have mentioned using flat-rate USPS boxes, which pretty much everyone agrees is a good idea. Everyone knows that you can save money by limiting the amount of zeros you spend in town, but a more astute chatbot would have known that if you can plan your motel stays during the week when rates are cheaper than the weekends when they're more expensive, you can save money. Okay, by this time I'm getting a little delirious, so here's question number 7. What skills developed on a long-distance hike can I use to get a job when I get back home? So basically, how do you parlay your long-distance hike experience into a new job? Actually, I think the chatbot did a pretty good job on this question. It talked about some of the skills you do acquire on a long-distance hike, such as determination and perseverance. You also improve your time management and problem-solving skills, as well as teamwork, and you become adaptable to new problems and situations. The response to this question surprised me. Question number 8. Craft a letter of resignation to my boss, telling him or her that I'm leaving to go on a long-distance hike. The chatbot crafted a very diplomatic letter that one could actually send to an employer. It contained lines such as, "This endeavor is a significant personal challenge and an opportunity for self-discovery and growth that I feel compelled to undertake." I would have probably thrown in a few lofty quotes by John Muir, Maimonides, or even Edward Abbey, but it's really hard to ask an algorithm to be sentimentally poetic. Okay, let's get decadent. Question number 9. How do you poop in the woods? The response checked all the boxes, including the proper distance you should be from water sources, the trail, and campsites. But it missed one piece of essential information that all poopers in the woods know by heart. And that is, you never bury your poop with a trowel, because the trowel never touches poop. You always use a stick to bury your duty. Oops on the poop question. Chatgpt failed this one by omission. Question number 10. What types of physical and medical tests should an older hiker have performed before setting out on a long-distance hike? This response was pretty thorough and actually gave me a sense of some of the tests I might recommend to older hikers, such as a general physical, cardiovascular tests, bone and joint tests, skin tests, etc. Overall, not a bad response. Okay. Well, using ChatGPT, while entertaining, should not be considered as a gospel source for backpacking advice. There certainly were gaps, as I discovered when I asked about blowdowns on the trail, or how to poop in the woods, or about fire closures. The data ChatGPT uses is not current, and so you won't find real-time information, for example, information on fire closures. It is a useful tool that might help you write letters of resignation or help you figure out some of the new skills you acquired on the trail that you can parlay into a job with a potential boss. As far as specific gear, food, or general backpacking advice, ChatGPT is basically just Google on caffeine. You can find as good of information using the official long-distance hiker pages such as the PCTA website, Far Out app, or a variety of hiking blogs or social media sites. To answer the essential question, will ChatGPT make me a better hiker or backpacker? Probably not. Nothing quite replaces the first-hand experience of living directly in the dirt, in my humble opinion. You know, I really couldn't help wondering where backpacking will be in 50 or 100 years from now. Might we have butler drones that will fly ahead of us on the trail and set up camps and deliver pizzas before we arrive? Or maybe even what I really crave on the trail, good Thai food. Will robotic dogs carry our packs along the trail so we don't have to suffer? Or will we come up with instant water? Just add water. Maybe our bodies might be connected to an app that tells us when we need to take a poop and then calculates our pace, looks at the geography, and identifies a good place along the trail to do our duty. That's kind of a scary world, in my opinion. Hopefully we won't descend into a technological abyss, because once we remove human effort from our pursuit, I think we lose something. Well, wild people, please comment on some of the unusual responses you got back from ChatGPT related to backpacking. I've also provided a link to help you sign up for the free ChatGPT site if you'd like to give it a try. And so, until we meet again, live wildly, my friends.